Hawk. Alter ego, Henry Hank Hall. Occupation, college student, Georgetown University. Known relatives, Erwin Hall, father, Ray Penfield Hall, mother, Donald Hall, brother, deceased. Group affiliation, Titans West, former member. The New Titans, dismissed. Base of operations, Washington, D.C. First appearance, Showcase 75, June 1968. Height, 5'10", as Hawk, 6'3". Weight, 181 pounds, as Hawk, 320 pounds. Eyes brown, hair brown. History. Hank Hall and his brother Don were as opposite as brothers could be. Hank was brash and aggressive with a talent for athletics. He lauded this over his brother, whose talents were more intellectual. Although they could often beat each other's most ardent adversaries, Hank and Don were extremely close, and Hank was very protective of his younger brother. By his teens, Hank grew to be fiercely proud of America's role in world events, and firmly believed in the policy of dealing with communist regimes from a position of strength. Erwin Hall, a prominent Superior Court judge, often lectured his sons on seeing both sides of an issue, not just making judgments from their prospective conservative Hank and liberal Don views. He tried to make them realise that justice requires balance, not single-mindedness. During Hank's senior year in high school, Hank and Don were visiting Judge Hall at work when an assassination attempt was made on their father. Hank and Don followed the would-be assassin to a warehouse hideout. Climbing inside to eavesdrop, Hank and Don became locked in a room where they listened helplessly to the mob's plans to kill their father. Frantic, they wished they had some sort of power to save him. Their plea was answered by a mysterious mingling of voices who offered them superpowers if they each would just say the word. The voices belonged to T'Char, a lord of chaos, and Teratea, a lord of order. Even though the voices of order and chaos were eternal enemies, these two lords had fallen in love. They wanted to prove to their fellow lords the benefit of order and chaos working together in balance, and found two likely candidates for their purpose in Hank and Don Hall, creating Hawk and Dove. Hank was named Hawk to reflect his aggressive personality. Whenever danger is present, he can say Hawk and trigger the magical change into Hawk. Once the danger is gone, Hawk quickly reverts to Hank. Hawk's clothing appears out of nowhere and spreads quickly across his body, completely replacing whatever Hank is wearing. This costume cannot be removed on low magic worlds like Earth, and actually hides the fact that Hawk, as a conduit for pure chaotic energy, isn't completely human. Hawk soon made himself known in Washington, first by saving his father, with Dove's help, then by numerous other deeds. Hawk was often feared or distrusted, but even his critics saw the good he was doing for the city. Hawk and Dove joined the Teen Titans for a short time, but soon went to reserve status in order to devote more time to protecting their home turf. Meanwhile, T'Char and Teratea saw that the brotherhood bond they'd expected to help prove their point was instead undermining the experiment by causing Don to be too deferential to his more volatile sibling. They shunted Dove's power from Don Hall to an untainted vessel, Dawn Granger. Unfortunately, Dove, was rescuing some children from a collapsing building at the time and died. Without the balancing effect of Dove, Hawk had less control over his chaotic tendencies. He soon was dismissed from the Titans reserve list and blacklisted in 12 countries. He was eventually tracked down by the new Dove, who suggested they become a team. After some initial and violent protests, Hawk came to accept the new Dove, seeing her not as a usurper, but as someone who would carry on his brother's work. With Dove's return, Hawk's chaotic side was once again in check. During a later adventure in another dimension, Hawk learned the true nature of his powers, and had those powers further augmented by the Lord of Chaos who had created him. Powers and weapons. Hank's powers are extensions and amplifications of traits he already possesses. Hawk has super strength, faster than human speed, and a heightened body density which renders him almost invulnerable. As Hawk, he also heals incredibly quickly, and cannot revert to Hank if his wounds or some other condition will be fatal to Hank. Hawk fights offensively, always on the attack, and is easily enraged.